This is a really good question, and this is definitely a question I had in the beginning too. Would say personally for me, there's not much saving potential just because of the way that I like to live. Like, I like to travel a lot. I like to travel more than once a month, whether it's domestically or internationally. I like to eat out. I like to shop. I like to do activities. Some would say I just like to spend money in general. I don't think that's accurate. But I do know people who have been able to save a little bit off of their aux salary, but most of us tend to supplement our income with other jobs. I've been an English tutor, so I would tutor my students after school in their homes. I worked at an academy teaching an English class. I had like a class of students of like 5 or 6 students. And then I've been a social media manager part-time. I worked remotely with businesses in the US, and I'm currently a digital advertising assistant for working remotely for a company in the US. So that's how I'm able to supplement my income and travel the way that I do and live the way that I do. I highly recommend it just because we have so much free time because we only work 16 hours a week. Most of us work 4 days a week, some 3. So you have that extra time to make that extra money so that you're able to enjoy. Traveling around Europe when you're already in Europe is cheaper, so that makes it easier. But yeah, I will say that inflation is inflating in Europe as well. So like my first apartment that I lived in, everything was included in what I paid, and I paid $250 a month. And there was 5 rooms in the apartment, and it was very centrally located. Like, you couldn't get more central in the city than where I was. Now this year I live a couple blocks over, still very central, closer to like the train station and things like that, and I'm paid, everything included was around $350, depended on like the water and the gas for the month, because it wasn't all inclusive the way the first situation was. So I would recommend at a minimum tutoring in English part-time. The only like qualification that the parents seem to have is like if you're a native speaker, and that's already a requirement for the program that we're in. So, or I think you have to test at a certain level if you don't come from an English-speaking country. I can't really speak to that because I'm coming from the U.S. But there are other people in the program who are from like the Netherlands. I met a girl who was from Bulgaria. I think she had to prove her English proficiency, but this has nothing to do with the question you asked me. But yes, to answer your question, it really depends person to person, but I don't think you'll be like struggling out here based off of the stipend that they give us. But I will say it's also not meant to be like a salary that you're meant to live on for long periods of time.